What's up YouTube, it's Todd Horst here with Safety Tracker. It's been a long time since I've done a video. Actually haven't done that many positions, and that's why. This is the first video I'm doing on this PC, so hopefully the quality is okay. Same headset, different camera, different PC, so we'll see how that goes. Definitely working on getting a green screen on the back and having a better setup, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, there's actually a position I did right as the election started on SEDG, and I didn't do a video on that, my bad, and it only lasted 3 days before I went from 136 to 50, so that was a really nice gain. There's been basically no activity in the account. It dropped the whole way down to 3 something, I don't know. Let's go to the account balance here. Okay, so been hanging right around the 6,000 range, but dropped down to 5.5. But if you look here, I was skipping lots of days logging because I don't even want to look at the account. So between the 14th and the 19th, I didn't log the account value at all. But yeah, it's safe to say that it in reality went fairly low. I think it was in 3,000-ish range. So I didn't freak out and sell or close positions. We know that's the wrong thing to do, but that doesn't mean that I still didn't want to look at my account or touch it to basically have the pain be a little bit more real. So here's the history. Last video I did would have been back here when I opened up an Apple position, closed SEDG, and closed SE. Since then, it's just been picking off position at a time as they became somewhat profitable. All of these were done in real time, so you can see the dates that I closed these out. They were done real time as the trades closed, so they'll match up over here. So, whatever, if we take SPY here, that was 1022, and we can see 1022. So if you're following along in the alerts section of the site, you would see these getting closed as they were. But I just didn't do a video because until in this area here, I was only closing trades, not opening, because I wasn't sure what the market was going to do. If we can go over here to SPY. Yeah, it was just lots of chop. Well, really this whole past 2.5 months have just been sideways action. And I had tweeted about, doing a iron condor, because that would be, sideways action would be good for an iron condor. But anyway, yeah, so we closed Lulu for a 169 profit. Then we closed SPY for a $20 profit, PDD for a $55 profit, Facebook for a $1 profit, SEDG for a $1 profit, CVNA for a $2.48. All of these here were just taking positions off as I could, raising cash to sort of shield my account as best as I could. So if my cash is as high as it can be, and I have the least amount of positions on, I have the least amount of exposure to the network, to the market, and less likelihood that the presidential election or whatever anomaly would happen would screw up my account big time. So in this area here, I'm just trying to raise cash, not put on any positions. On Tuesday of this week, I thought that Biden was looking, in my opinion, was looking like I thought he could potentially win. That would be good for solar. Not to mention that SEDG was just overly beaten down anyway. It had come down here past the 100-day, and you can see the whole way along here, 100-day has acted. Hasn't even gone to that point. 50-day has acted as support. So the fact that it had dropped the whole way down in here, really, for me, and it was a down day on the 3rd, really for me, I felt like it would at least pop up above the 100-day, if not go make a full recovery. At this point, it is not full, as I would say, but we are reclaiming the 50-day. So that was sort of the thinking behind that position. But like I said, that was only open on Tuesday, and it's already closed because of these substantial jumps. I had made the 50%, so I closed that for $83 profit. Only did one contract there, and it was a $5 wide, again, because I didn't want to jump, cannonball into the market again. I wanted to slowly enter in positions. That's where my head was at on Tuesday. Wanted to slowly enter in positions again, even though by that point, SPY had already been making some nice couple gains here. Monday and Tuesday were both up days, reversing the trend here of going below the 100-day. So I was feeling more confident with where the market was going, but I still wanted to be cautious. Okay, so that brings us up to today. I opened up 3 positions in the small account challenge, which brings my buying power down to under 2K. I want to keep this right around 2K, which is what I started off with. If all hell broke loose and all of these were complete failures, I would have 2K that I could start over again, and not really skip a beat. I don't think that's likely, especially now that we're at 65 and the market is making up for what I would see as lost time here, where it's it's just trying to figure out what it wants to do with the election. So I feel like we have some room to go up from here, and that's evidence in my positions I put on. But I still want to keep some in reserve. I might go a little bit deeper, maybe down to 1,000 buying power next week. I'll put on a couple more positions next week. But right here, for today, I just put on another one on SEDG to get right back into it. And these are all going to be for December expiration. This one's only one contract because it's 10 wide, but these two are both 5 wide, so I went ahead and did 2 contracts. So not only did I do 3 new positions, but they were all $1,000 positions compared to the one I did on Tuesday, which was only a $500 position. Okay, so let's hop over here to the portfolio. There we go. Under certain resolutions, those buttons blow out. It's a little issue I don't like. So yeah, so up until today, I didn't have anything on December expiration, and we're already at 42 days of expiration. Typically, 45 is sort of the sweet spot, at least that Tastyworks and a bunch of other well-known gurus like to advertise if you're doing the short puts, spreads, and stuff like that. So that's what studies have shown to be the sweet spot. So I wanted to get on a couple positions at least to capture as much premium as I can at this point. These are all fairly conservative plays. I think if you go through these, they're all around 40. These are both 30% in the money, and this one's more of a 40% in the money. But we'll get to those charts here in a second. So yeah, so the remainder of November, which is only 2 weeks to expiration here, is looking pretty good, all except for MA, which is going to be very, very close. Could be a complete loser. I need to get up here to the gold line at 330. We are sitting down here at 315. It's total, and we have to get there by this blue vertical line. So totally within the realm of possibility. However, I would say it's not likely. I would like to get a step up into here, and then roll it over for a very small debit would be my preference. I'm not sure if we'll be able to hit that or not. Okay, so yeah, but Apple, Amazon, SE, they all look good. And I'll be holding these on a little bit later because a little bit past my normal profit target because we're so close to expiration, and they're at this point doing fine, so there's no reason to not hold. So right now we can see Amazon, I have set to come to buy back at 50. It's trading at 304. These numbers are a little bit off again because of rolling it. So in order to break even on this position, I need to close below 380. So I'm already $80 profitable on the position. But with such a short amount of time, the premium here will really get sucked out of it. And as long as it's above 31.50, which right now we're sitting at 32.60, so a $100 buffer. That means nothing though for Amazon. Amazon will go through $100 in a couple minutes if it wants to. So the better way is to click on this, go to the actual expiration, and then to look at the percentage in the money, and so we can see it's still sitting at 32%. Okay. So let's get into the charts of the positions I entered today. I considered one for MA. I'm not super confident that it won't roll over again. So I want to see more of a base form before. 2 days is okay, especially if you're on an uptrend, but on a downtrend here, which it's hard to argue this isn't a downtrend, it could go either way at this point. So we can see MACD's turning up, but that's really only because of these couple days. So does a Biden presidency make that look better or worse? I don't know. So I don't want to enter in a new position. We'll start with BA. So if we zoom out here a little bit, BA has been trading in this range forever. So the initial COVID took it down here. It started to try to figure out where it wanted to form a base, and it sort of decided on 145. So I have the gold line here, yellow line, as the bottom 145. You could also say there's a secondary here around 155, which was right around where it's topping out, and that's sort of acting as resistance at the moment. But it has been going nowhere. I don't anticipate it going below 145. But if a vaccine is announced, this could, I'm not going to say skyrocket, but it will definitely be able to get up here into the 225, 200 range. And I just need it to be above 145 again, which is where the yellow line is. Apple. Long-term bullish on Apple. Earnings here were fine. They estimate 71, they got 73. So we're through earnings, so that's great. Where we're sitting at right now is right on my trend line that I have back here. We're also right above the 20-day and 50-day. We bounced off the 100-day. And we're kind of right in the middle of this pretty wide range here. So that's a good place for me. It gives me confidence that it has room to go up. It won't hit really strong resistance here till 125, and it's headed in the right direction. So, from my perspective, you need less of a base if you're going up, uptrend. And so, to me, this is looking good. MACD's turning up. RSI is fine. So that's Apple. I need to be 110, which is right here where the 100-day is, and we can see that acted as really good support before. So it's definitely going to act as support again. The last one for the day here is SEDG, which I already went over to a degree. I think a Biden win is good for solar and Chinese stocks. So in my other account, I have a BABA position I just opened up. But yeah, so I think we're in the next day or two we will reclaim the 50-day. 20-day obviously has some work to do. I think it'll come down here and consolidate in this range for a while, but being that we're at 200, which is way down here, below the 100-day, which again acted as support, we're post-earnings. So the post-earnings is sort of, a plus and a minus. On one hand, you don't get the IV crush as sellers we enjoy, but you do get the stability of not having to wonder what's going to happen during that event. How's the market going to interpret the earnings? So they estimated 61 and they reported 83, 82, whatever. So, from my perspective, again, that's a good earnings. And we're actually hitting this at a good moment where RSI and MACD had already bottomed out and they're on their uptrend. So so that's pretty good. If we go over to the summary, which again doesn't look great on this size screen as I'm smushing it, but you know, these weren't huge gains here in September and October, but November is already, we're only a couple days in here, and we're already close to, you know, what we had made in all of September. So throughout this whole time span here, even with the market consolidating, with the amount I was allocated, didn't go over a monthly. The account value went down depending on the day that you looked at it, but the actual transactions that were happening, so this is the paper loss and this is the realized gains and losses, and the realized gains were all positive, which is obviously preferred. Obviously we prefer both to be positive, but there was still plenty of time on the expirations that the paper loss wasn't concerning me too much. So yeah, I don't know what else I need to cover here. Sorry, it's been a while. Hopefully now with the presidential race being over, not over, but getting closer to conclusion, I'll have more time. I was also busy coding a bunch of features and some bug fixes, so hopefully you guys are enjoying this. But that's it for me for now, and I will see you on the next one.